No? Okay.
No.
Alright. God made you special, and he loves you very much.
And then some little kid comes into the crowbar and smacks you in the leg and then runs away.
Perfect.
Papa! Al Roker, is that you? Al Roker.
Oh no, I poured sugar in your gas tank and your engine exploded. This went off the rails really quick. Alright, Chris, we're starting classes on Friday, right?
No, classes start Thursday, actually.
Well, I talked to a financial aid person today, and they said that we were starting on Friday, so...
Well, my thing says classes start Thursday. I'm pretty sure Thursday and Friday.
am probably wrong. I got a class on Thursday. If we do start, then I gotta go to that. I don't remember which one it was, though.
I don't know. I have one at like 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna have to wake up at like 5 or 6:30.
Why do you gotta wake up that early? It does not take you 3 hours to get to school.
Yeah, but I like getting there early and hanging out with the guys. You know, in the lab and stuff.
I hear you. No one else is there but you.
Yeah, but that's why it's great. I get prime parking spot spaces. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like right up there, right beside the faculty spaces. You know.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds like someone who's too lazy to walk to their car.
Get them.
Well,
get them.
Also
get them.
Morbidly obese, so.
Oh.
I wouldn't say
and
morbid.
so begins
not morbidly,
the self-deprecation.
Overweight?
Hey,
Maybe.
Welcome to the
Definitely.
HPE show.
Are you the perfect picture of health? Maybe.
I mean, if the purple picture of health.
The purple.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's Thanos.
I'm upset. I mean, actually,
purple.
that boy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the purple picture of health. However, I am not the perfect picture of health. If the perfect picture of health existed, it would just be a squiggly line drawn by a 5-year-old.
Get him.
And that looks very much like me.
I'm uncomfortable.
Okay.
I guess now would be a good time. Hey, welcome back to a very much like a very delayed episode of HPE, because I think it's been like 2 months since we've done a new episode.
Has it?
I think it's been well, I mean, we've only done 3. The first one was before like May, I think, or during May.
Oh,
I was about to say they're bi-weekly too, so.
Oh,
well,
geez.
well, I remember how I said I wanted to start weekly, and then we just didn't record the show
Indeed.
for like a month.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I was
So
trying to
bi-weekly. There we go.
Yeah, we're good at this. Guys, how's your week been?
Substantial.
Substantial. What is
Passable.
Oh,
I'm moving house. I'm doing a lot of things.
that's moving house is great. How's that going, by the way? Like, I know
It's
it's
going
been
good.
a minute since we talked to you about it.
Got an
But, like-
apartment nailed down, and we're moving in starting Wednesday.
Dang, dude, it's Wednesday. That's freaking great. And it's
Yeah.
just 2 of you guys now.
Yeah, it's just 2.
Yeah, that's cool.
Third
me
guy
and Chris
is
have
no
talked
longer.
about that, like, because we're still trying to get a place down in
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah, I'm trying
So
to
hot
get some money
down,
saved
summer in
up.
the city. That's a good
Yeah.
stuff.
Dude, it's not hard. Like, just get a 2-bedroom. Go for it.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah, I mean, the
the
main
problem
thing
is
for
finding
me
a
is,
place
you
close
know,
to the school.
jobs as well, considering.
Yeah.
Go get a job. It's not hard.
Word.
It's not hard.
Look,
Word.
it's not as easy as you think, Chase. I live an hour and a half away from where I need to live. So
Well, hey.
the problem is
Yeah, and-
I have to drive there, and that takes money out of my paycheck as well.
Yeah,
So
see,
How
that's the
how
main
dedicated
thing for
are you?
both of us.
How dedicated
Because
are
it's
you?
like we are.
I mean, I'm pretty well
dedicated?
dedicated.
Driving an
I worked for 7 months, and I only made $1,100 in that 7 months, and I managed to make it at school every day for 2 semesters, about 3 days a week. So I'm pretty dedicated. The problem is, however, that it was costing me about $120 every 2 weeks to make it down there. So if
Yeah.
I had saved up all that money, then maybe possibly I could have made it there. But because of the fact I live so far away, It's just constantly paycheck straight into the gas tank, you know?
Hey, I'm just saying, there's moms that do it.
I mean, I know
There's
there's
Joes
moms
that do it. We've been
but
doing
they
it for
also-
a year, you butt.
Who?
Yeah, I
Me
mean,
and you turd muffin. And Chris.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying,
Okay,
people do it,
okay.
but for the degree I'm going for, it makes more sense for me to move down there. I'm just trying to get to the position where I can afford to do so.
Well, I mean, that's even a better place for both of us, like, for what we want to go into. I mean, jobs are slowly coming. I mean, we're talking about Wilmington. I don't know if I was beating around the bush, but,
Yeah.
Wilmington, hopefully jobs are going to slowly start coming back
Yeah, there's
because
a
of the
couple of
stupid
shows
tax
down there.
crap.
Yeah, there's a couple of shows coming down to Wilmington. A couple of friends of ours have actually worked on a few.
Yes.
There's also the new
can
Halloween
we shout out?
movies.
Can we shout? Yeah, sure. Shout out Bennett. Why not? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's
yeah.
shout out Bennett.
Yeah,
What's up,
yeah,
Bennett?
Yeah,
What's up, Bennett
yeah.
boy? My favorite of the
Bennett's
favorites.
the best, dude. Oh, he paid me a
Dude.
compliment literally just a minute ago, and I was
Yeah.
like, my heart.
Yeah, Bennett legit is killing it right now. He's
Bennett's the
working out,
greatest
committed
human.
to fitness. He's
Yo, Okay, yeah,
doing
that's
the All Might Challenge. 2 weeks.
is
in,
that what
looking
it actually is
hecka
called?
muscular. Yeah, that's what he's Oh, pardon me, hiccups. That's
Proud
what
of you.
he's doing. Is he thanks. He looked it up and he's doing that now. It's been heck on him, but he's doing it, man.
Well, I mean, exercising sucks, but you know, okay.
I mean,
That's something we can talk about.
Yeah, he's kind of
definitely
inspired me to get back into the gym, to be honest.
Same, big same, actually, because I
Yeah.
used to be, we used to be pretty good. I did, at least, about getting into the gym, and I could see the results, and then, I don't know, it's like I have a really bad tendency to let things get in the way of bettering
Yeah.
myself, where it's like I just,
Yeah.
I start focusing on other things that shouldn't be focused on as much, but, here I am, still doing it.
For me, the biggest thing was I was working the night shifts a lot, so like during the day is like I'm gonna chill out just for a bit because I have work this afternoon, and then
Yeah.
after work I would go to the gym. So like 10, 11 o'clock at night, I'd go to the gym, and I had this group of friends I would go to the gym with. Well, they started falling off one by one where they weren't showing up, and it turned into me just going there by myself. And I'm not in the best shape, and I'm hecka shy. So when you're surrounded by a bunch of
Yeah.
beefy dudes who are like making you look like an absolute flea,
I feel that.
yeah, it's hard to motivate yourself. I mean, I went for a solid I want to say 4 or 5 months out of the 7 I was working at the
Ain't
grocery
nothing
store.
to sneeze at. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's why when I started spring semester, I was probably in the best shape I'd been in the last, I want to say, like, 6 years.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I've gotten
I
better
was-
since then.
Well, yeah, I'm in better shape than I was then, even like just over the summer, even though I haven't really been exercising. I have lost, I've toned up and stuff like that mostly, which is really nice. But hey, I tell you what, dude, like even in Wilmington, there's a lot of, you ever seen those Anytime Fitnesses? Like, do you see those around? It's like Planet Fitness, but smaller.
I mean, I probably have seen it and just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, usually my experience in Wilmington is kind of just like go to work and then go to school, or and vice
And then
versa.
go
So
home.
I don't. Yeah,
Maybe
I usually
a
don't
coffee
hang
shop in
around.
between.
Yeah, not even. I don't think I've actually been
Not
to a coffee
even.
shop. Yeah,
My man
I think
hit me
Port
with a
City's the
not
closest
even.
thing I've got. Like,
Not even.
yeah, I think the most I've done in Wilmington is I went with a U and 4K to a Highway 55, and that's been about the extent of my experience in
Dude, that was
Wilmington.
so long ago. That's whenever we were planning out John Thick. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
that was whenever he was freaking out, acting like I was flirting with the waitress. Chase, did we tell you about this one?
No.
Oh my gosh,
so
it was
there
actually
was
the
this,
funniest mess. Yeah, I'll let you tell
yeah.
it, Chris.
Yeah, let me explain, because I feel like you're a little too involved to tell it. 'Cause- So, me, Joe, and our boy 4K /Anthony Big Boy Papa favorite person ever,
Slash John Thick.
other than Bennett, slash John Thick. We're all
The
sitting at
man.
Highway 55. It took Joe and him a little while to get to the place because they thought I was talking about a completely separate location.
Well, because you don't know what to freaking say, you turd muffin.
Yeah, because I don't know what's in Wilmington. I told them
Let
it
him
was on
tell
Highway
his
55.
story.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, Joe.
Don't
Yeah,
interrupt
Joe.
him.
You're interrupting comedy, Joe.
Okay,
Let's
guys, you can
quiet
guys,
down.
Okay, it's all good.
Your life
It's
is
all good.
comedy.
Welcome to
I know. That's why I'm so good at it.
Oh, yeet.
All my parents argue in the background.
Are you okay, Chris?
Yeah, I'm just doing ASMR
Parents are
story
fighting?
time. Yeah. Hashtag yeet. So, I was, so once they got to the Highway 55, we were just chilling out, and our waitress comes over, and she's not a bad looking young lady. She's probably in her early 20s, much like Joe.
Indeed.
So, Joe is giving his order to her, and Anthony's doing the same, and I follow through. We all do that. And then Anthony's kind of like, you know, Joe, I think she was kind of flirting with you. Meanwhile, I'm too busy looking around at the amazing setup Highway 55 has. I mean, seriously, half celebrities, half superheroes. Like, oh, wow. But,
Yeah, that was real because, yeah, they did have all those, like, superhero posters in there for, like, no
split
reason.
directly down the middle. Like, you could have, like, it was basically painted blue and pink on either side, with celebrities on one side, superheroes on the other, like a rooms to go place. But,
It was a vibe.
it was a vibe. But, so we're chilling out, listening to some Elvis or whatever's going on the radio there. Some old
Good
people
music
snacking on some gravy fries.
Gravy.
Yeah, gravy fries, dude. Highway 55's got some lick gravy fries.
Yeah, I've
But,
never had it, but anyway,
yeah.
Continue.
Well, that's
I'm just
because
trying to
you were
derail
be
you at
healthy.
this point.
Yeah, so Joe's sitting there like, Anthony, no, she wasn't flirting with me. Anthony's like, Joe's trying to get those cosmic brownies. Oh my god. And we're just what?
It wasn't that he was accusing her of flirting with me. He was accusing me of flirting with her.
He wanted
because
Joe
I was
to,
just
to
being
give
polite.
her his number. And
Yeah,
Anthony
he
goes
was
off on this 10-minute tirade of looking around the shop, and there'd be like a Hulk post. He's like, "Oh my god, he's about to get that gamma radiation. Oh my god." And it's just a solid 10 minutes of him just looking around desperately for something to go. Oh my god, Joe's about to get Marilyn Monroe. Like,
Oh my god.
It was the
yeah, oh my
dumbest
God.
mess because he
was-
kept like just trying to work in like puns about me
Yeah.
asking her out. It was the
Yeah.
dumbest mess. He's like, "Oh
It
my
was the
god, that boy
best.
Joe." Hold
And
on. I got an idea. I got a really stupid idea that definitely won't work, but I want to see if it will.
Okay.
Because I feel like this really won't work, but I'm gonna risk it for a Trisket, my guy.
You're gonna risk it for the biscuit?
I risk it for... I can't think of a good rhyme. I really hope this works.
Are you trying to FaceTime Forte?
Maybe?
Oh wow. It is
Shut up.
currently 11:50 p.m.
Yeah, he
Anthony's going
definitely-
to rip you a new face.
I really hope he doesn't, like, curse at me whenever he answers. Because I don't want to have to edit that out of the podcast. He's on Xbox. I can see that he's on Xbox.
Anthony will probably just answer and be like, "What's up, baby cakes?"
He just sent me...
That's an Anthony thing. He'll be like, "What's up, brother bear?"
I don't think he's gonna answer.
Well,
I sent him a message that said, "I need you to answer."
yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, Anthony was just looking around this place trying to find something to say. Like he's like, "Oh my god, that boy just."
Which is the weirdest thing, dude.
Oh my
I had
God.
never seen him act like that.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him act like that since. Like, it's actually insane. Because it's become such an inside joke. He has these little, like, anthonymisms. Where
he'll just like yell at you or whatever.
Carbohydrates.
Or like
is the
scream
best one.
obscenities at you about how he needs carbohydrates.
Yeah, there's three main anthonymisms. There's carbohydrates. Oh my god. and Oh Word.
Oh, word.
Yeah, those are the three main ones. And
Brother
there
Bear's
just
a big
becomes-
one.
Brother Bear is a big one, but I feel like
Calls
that's more like
everybody
a
Brother
respect
Bear.
thing.
Yeah, he's like, that's nice, Brother Bear.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I mean that's.
whenever he says that, I
I've
feel
done a
all
whole-
warm and gooey inside. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I've done
"Oh."
I've done a whole hour-long podcast with him before, and it's literally just like the chillest thing, except for when it's not.
Mm.
That's the. I like to think that's the New Jersey side of him that just pops out.
That is true. He is very New Jersey. I like how the
Yeah.
whole hour of this podcast is finna be us just talking about how much we love Anthony.
Yeah, this is Anthony / Bennett / everyone.
Welcome to the
appreciation cast.
4K show appreciation hour.
Yeah.
Uh,
Has Chase had the pleasure of talking to Anthony before?
A few times, like you were on Xbox a few times with us, right?
Yes.
What's
Well,
your
there was that
impression of
time
him?
that we played Rainbow, and I freaking laid him out with a shotgun because I thought he was shooting me, but it was actually you. And that's
Oh,
the
word.
first. That's when the oh word thing started, because I lay him out with a shotgun, and Chase starts dying laughing because he was like peppering me in the back with bullets, and I was like, I thought it was Anthony, so I lay him out with a shotgun, and all I hear is,
A word. Mm-hmm.
I got right
Yeah.
up on the mic for that one.
Yeah, I could hear that. But
Good time.
yeah. What else should we talk about, guys? Because I have no idea how this show
Chase,
works.
have you seen Watchmen?
Yes.
How long ago was it?
That was a while back.
Have you read Watchmen?
No.
Uncultured swine. So I finally watched it with Chris. Gosh,
It was a
what
wonderful
what
experience.
was that Saturday night?
And I'm the
That Friday
uncultured swine.
I think that was Saturday night. Yeah.
Well, no, I read it first because I'm
Yeah.
not some buffoon like you, my mans.
Right.
Hey!
Got
Stop
'em.
insulting Chase.
They got 'em.
Okay, you're scaring him.
Chase is out here wanting to watch The Boys or read The Boys after he watched it, but I'm like, my guy, no, bad idea.
No, bad
Bad
I'm
idea.
definitely reading it.
That's like
Stick
watching the
to
Killing
watching
Joke
it.
animated movie and then reading
Oh.
the book. It's
Wait,
just a
what?
mistake. Like
no,
watching the-
that's like reading the book and then watching the animated movie because the animated movie
yeah.
is bad.
Yeah, I guess.
You're
Well, I mean, like,
dipstick.
because you're depriving yourself of the best things, which is the book. So if you watch the animated movie first and think that's the full thing, then
I wouldn't say that the book is better than the Boys book is better than the Boys animated or TV show.
I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
I mean,
you're
you haven't
robbing
seen
yourself
The
of
Boys,
source
so
material. True,
have you
I
seen-
don't have Prime Video.
have you seen or have you read The Boys?
I have not.
It's
Who's it
it's
published
Garth
by?
Ennis being the most Garth Ennis-y ever.
Who's
It was
it,
originally
published
by
by?
DC's Young Animal, but I think it moved over after they canceled that imprint.
Who?
DC had this mature audience imprint called Young Animal.
Oh,
It's like how
okay.
they own Vertigo.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they canceled Vertigo and they're just renaming it DC this and DC that. Which
DC
is
Black
annoying.
Label.
Yes, which the only book I'm interested in is the Question series starting in November. I think that's Lemire. Which I love Jeff Lemire. He's a great writer. Which,
Gotcha.
that's the thing about Garth Ennis, though, is like, he hates superheroes. So he wrote The Boys to be like, blank you superheroes kind of a thing, and that's why his
Yeah.
Punisher run was so good. But The Boys is Garth Ennis at his most Garth Ennis-y. So it's like edgy for the sake of edgy, which personally, you can like what you like, but whenever something's edgy just to be shocking, it's like I don't particularly care for it. It's like it doesn't always serve the story. It's just gross out humor and shocking imagery just for the sake of it.
Yeah. Well,
Like it's okay.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. It's kind of like the Filthy
That's why I like
Frank
the-
days
the-
where you had all those clones running amok,
Yeah.
and like Filthy Frank. You can't say there was much of a story, but there kind of was, considering there's a whole
Yeah.
book about the lore.
I
But,
don't know.
like,
It was really weird.
Filthy Frank
The-
was edgy, but it wasn't like edgy for the sake of edgy. It was edgy
Well, yeah.
for comedy.
which
and
is
then you had all
odd
these
because I never really watched a lot of Filthy Frank. I'd seen like the odd video or something like that, but there was even though it was edgy, offensive humor, it was weird because it didn't seem to have like it wasn't just edgy or offensive for the sake of being that way.
There was actual art involved.
It was
in a way.
I don't know. It's weird. And then you got like movie 43 that is just like let's do
that
crazy stuff. I just talked about it.
I put movie 43 up there with Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh yeah.
Which is the Tom Green movie that honestly every time it's even
I've seen
mentioned,
parts of it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
The only part that ever that part made me laugh. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
that part makes me laugh.
Yeah,
because it's so ridiculous,
and
I
am the nostalgia critic for it.
That's fair. Red Letter Media did a version of it, or a review of it, which was pretty interesting. Them talking about it because they couldn't tell if it was in Tom Green making a bad movie because he can't make a good movie, or it was Tom Green making a bad movie because the movie studios wanted him to make a movie, and he's like, "Are you serious?"
Hey, remember that time Tom Green was on Big Brother?
Remember that time Tom Green was relevant?
Oh,
I'm like rice gum now. You're relevant.
Yo, hold on. Back to Watchmen because I have a bone to pick with you when it comes to that movie.
Oh yeah, here we go. Chase about to hear us fight.
So Chase, just as some background information, I've shown Joe several movies at this camper. I introduced him to the Evil Dead movie, which he had never seen.
Which was really good. Really
amazing.
Good.
We tried to watch Evil Dead 2, but apparently I bought Irish discs, so I can't play it on my DVD player.
You can tell because of the rating system that's on the box.
Yeah,
like it's
really
rated
strange.
15 or something, or 19 or something.
It's like
17.
rated 18 on it or something like that.
It's not R-rated because it's a different
Leave it
rating
to the
system
Irish.
in Europe. I think that's just like the UK thing.
Yeah, but I then showed him the movie Hereditary, which...
No, you showed me The Shining first.
I did show you The Shining,
before Hereditary, which was great.
To which you said, yeah, that's pretty good. Then I showed you Hereditary.
No, that was not what I thought. I thought The Shining was great.
Yeah. Then I showed him
actually
Hereditary.
genuinely spooked me at parts.
The Shining is boring.
That's because you're stupid.
Chase, I can understand
boring.
that. I used to think The Shining was boring, but now, like, after going to all these film classes, like, I guess it's just because I have, like, confirmation bias where I'm like, yeah, this is the best movie ever made. But, like, it's really not.
Well, see, like, I
don't
know.
It kind of is because of the technology that went into making it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's, like, obviously, it's not one of my favorite movies, but I enjoy it from, like, I think it tells a really good story. Chase, last time we talked about it, you said you didn't like it because it wasn't, like, scary for a horror film.
Yeah. No, I said it wasn't scary as a horror film, so I feel like it missed its mark. But
I don't think Kubrick ever intended to scare you. I think he intended to kind of pull a split where it's kind of like a little bit of a thriller.
Right, but either way, I feel like it is... The part where it lacks is that it is entirely too long.
That's fair.
That's just... That is a... Joseph, shut your face. That is a fact. It is a long movie, and it is not needed.
Well, you could also make the argument
says the guy who loved Endgame.
But it was needed, correct?
Not really.
Look.
Okay, then.
Okay.
They could cut it down.
But it definitely wasn't
guys,
needed.
Mom, Dad, please stop fighting.
Oh my God.
I will slap you through Discord.
Oh yeah?
Care.
Oh yeah, do it.
Wow.
I will legitimately clap back. Let's go.
Oh wow.
No, okay. I think my kind of scary movie is
bad.
Evil Dead, Shining. I'm ignoring that.
Okay, great. Facts. Let's go.
Your butt. Anyway,
facts.
Okay. Well, at least you met that one. No, I think my taste in scary movies is more
bad.
Of I like the more kind of like psychological type of thing where it's not just I'm gonna throw something in your face and make a loud noise. to spook
right.
you.
Well,
I
here's
like.
my thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's
No. You're good. That's basically.
Yeah.
I got basically my idea out.
Gotcha. Well, that's the thing that's kind of tripping me up is because I want to be able to show you some movies there that I feel like are really good when it comes to building up tension and or like just the general feeling of horror. So I tried to show you Hereditary, to which you said, "I'm not sure if I like that," which is fair.
I'm not
I've
sure
shown
if
that
I
to
do.
a couple of I've shown that to a couple of people, and it's been a mixed response of that was really good to I'm not sure if I like that, but
Like,
honestly,
I like the
what you did-
filmmaking behind it, but I'm just not completely sold on the story.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. There are two movies out there that I think you should watch. The first one being The Strangers. The second one being Hush.
Batman Hush?
Not Batman Hush. I've heard that was bad. But
the comic's great, but I don't know about the animated movie.
Oh, I've heard the animated movie's pretty bad. But
that's incredibly disappointing.
Yeah. But
that's a really good story.
It really
is. But then again, so is The Killing Joke, but they killed that one.
Remember that time Batwoman or Batgirl and Batman did the thing on the rooftop?
Nope, stop that. Bad. Relationships between Batgirl and Batman are just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But,
who is that? Is that? It's not Paul Dini. It's the other guy that was a part of the animated series. It wasn't Paul Dini, I don't think, but it was the other guy that was kind of involved in the animated series.
Zack Snyder.
I really do know. I really do not like the idea of Batgirl and Batman.
It's a little
I'm
creepy.
A big no sir kind of a thing. Yeah, it is kind of creepy, and I don't understand that. Like,
I'm gonna have to pull a Nancy Reagan and just say no to that.
Oh my gosh. But like, yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, it may just be because I'm a giant Dick Grayson fan, and I love him and Barbara together because I feel like that fits the most. Like, you know, Starfire's cool and all, but like, I feel like Barbara Gordon Batgirl works in a relationship more than like any of the other Nightwing interests, I guess. Like, remember how they made Zatanna and Robin a thing in Young Justice, and then just like the next one they were like, yeah, no, whatever, next season, because it jumped like 5 years in the future. I still haven't watched season 3.
Approach.
I mean, basically. By the way, back to what you were saying.
Oh yeah, back to the movies. So the two movies I would recommend for you, if you're not like a huge fan of like stuff getting thrown in your face and you want like a little bit of actual tension building, watch The Strangers, which is a home invasion movie. It was released in 2008, I believe.
I think I remember hearing something about that.
Very good movie. It's actually really good. It all takes place in one cabin. There was a sequel released in 2018, I think, or maybe in 2017. The Strangers Pray at Night, which is a prequel, if I'm not mistaken. But that one's okay. It's a little more like hot topic-y with like.
I thought that's what you liked, Chris.
That's what 16-year-old me liked. We can talk about that at a later time.
We will.
Yeah, there's a couple of things to touch on. But the other movie I would recommend is Hush, which is it's about this lady who writes
Batman
novels.
Hush?
No.
I'm sorry.
It's about this lady who writes novels, and she's deaf and mute. And
I've seen this.
Yeah, it's actually a really good tension building movie. And honestly, if you've ever wanted to watch a movie where the like victims fight back and actually like are smart, watch that, and then watch You're Next, which is also an amazing
I was
movie.
about to ask about that because I remember hearing some of my friends talking about You're Next.
I think I told you about You're Next. I actually own that movie
probably
on
did.
DVD because it's wonderful. We watched Psycho.
Oh yeah, I forgot Psycho. That's incredible. I loved Psycho.
I just looked over to my shelf and saw Psycho. Now, you want to talk about a movie that doesn't need to be as long as it is? Psycho, probably.
Well, I liked it though. Like,
I did like it.
It wasn't even
I
that
think I liked
long.
It just because
it was just really interesting. And you know, I wasn't expecting it since it was such a, you know, it's a older film. I wasn't expecting it to get me, but there was one bit where, you know, all of a sudden, like, Norman Bates just like sprints out of a room and pushes that one dude down the steps, I was like, oh
yeah. Oh yeah, we both kind of
jumped hard.
I completely forgot about it. But
like, dude,
that's
that
my
one...
thing is I'm trying to build up a list of movies that I want you to see, and most of them I have on my shelf right now because I'm slowly working my way down the shelf. But honestly, I can't believe you didn't really like Watchmen, which and you did watch the Snyder director's cut of it, which is 3 hours
more
long.
More Snydery than ever.
It is a lot of slow mo. It is a lot of unnecessary slow mo. But honestly, I feel like it's not that bad. Well, I just remember us making pretty much it references the entire movie.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that was the thing. I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. Yeah. But I mean, I definitely do not like it as much as the Watchmen book. I think the Watchmen book definitely deserves to stay as a book. It's one of those where it's like it's best in its own format. That's why I'm hesitant about them making like, say, the Last of Us movie, because I think it works best as a video game.
The Tomb Raider movie was so good.
Oh, I haven't seen any of them.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the Angelina Jolie version. I didn't like the new one. I thought the new one was boring.
Chase, didn't you go see that one? Did you enjoy it?
I did see that one. I didn't think it was as bad as it could have been. It wasn't great, but it wasn't like...
That's the way of putting it. Yeah.
Terrible.
I see what you're saying. The best
video game movie is Detective Pikachu Changed My Mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess for me it's like... Well, I mean, they also... Side note, they announced the sequel to that one, didn't they?
Of course they did. They want money.
Yeet, got them. I don't know. But yeah, like, for Watchmen, for me, I don't know. It was just... There was a lot of odd choices, you know? Like, it didn't feel right, I guess.
Yeah, but you have to admit, like...
dramatic, but, like, it just... Something about it was weird.
Yeah, but you have to admit, like, every 10 minutes we were like, oh, that's a cool scene. Oh, that was a pretty cool thing.
Oh yeah,
that's a dope
definitely
idea.
not saying it's
that
bad,
casting was on point.
Yeah, I mean, it was. There was a lot of really good stuff in that movie, and I definitely will not deny that. Because there was a lot of really good stuff, but a lot of the really good stuff was because it was...
stuff.
Well, yeah, and it was good because it was from the book, you know?
Well, that's the way I view Watchmen, is that I don't see it as a direct adaptation. I see it more like taking the existing book, tweaking a few things for a modern audience, and then putting it out. But don't get me wrong, like, I love the original book. I love the original 100%. But I think the Watchmen movie is a pretty decent adaptation.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely my favorite Zack Snyder movie that I've seen so far, because I haven't seen 300, but I have seen BVS, Man of Steel,
300 is
and I've seen parts of Sucker Punch. I don't know why I've seen parts of Sucker Punch, but I have.
300 is a very interesting watch. Not because it's... I don't think 300 is that good of a movie, but the techniques that went into making it were pretty interesting.
Well, see, and I can even just enjoy a film based on that. Like, but I don't know. I think the main things that stuck out to me were the overly Snyder moments, like, I don't know,
Jesus imagery.
Well, that definitely, but also stuff like they literally have a Last Supper reference. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so on the nose.
They also play Hallelujah
during a scene we won't talk about more, Chris.
I'm just saying, if someone's seen the movie and they hear this, they know what scene we're talking about.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be saying. I'm just saying. No.
I'm just saying, it happened, and we watched.
Yeah,
it
I know, and I didn't want to watch it.
We actually had to look away. We had to look away.
Wanted to look away.
Fun fact: first time I watched this movie, first time I ever watched this movie.
You probably shouldn't go to a gym locker room then.
I mean,
like
you
ever.
gotta. Well, okay, I don't want to. Okay.
I don't want to see it in the movie and in slow motion and while the music of our Lord and Savior plays.
That absolutely is not actually a Christian song, but I love that song anyway.
Oh, was it not a Christian song? It says Hallelujah. I don't know.
Oh, word? Okay. A lot of rap songs say God, but then also degrade women in the next verse, so we gonna... Yeah. Christian
but
songs?
It's music.
But it's music.
Yeah.
That was such a weird way of putting it, but okay.
But tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, I can't.
Exactly.
I mean, I can't. No, okay, for like specific, not really the Jesus imagery. I think the overly like, this is edgy because it is. Like, let's say, okay, so there's a scene in the comic where, okay, so spoilers for Watchmen. If you haven't watched it or read the book, you should. Even if you know the plot, it's a very solid read, and it's an enjoyable time to watch. If you're more of like, I don't want to see the quality thing, I just want it more instant, then the movie is a good... I want to watch 3
hours of Schneider.
It's very Schneidery. I don't know why we're putting an H on Schneider. It's just Snyder. But
I know, but I don't have respect for him.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Snyder. There we go.
There. Yeah.
That's right. It's Dan Schneider, Zack Snyder.
Oh. But no, there's a scene in the book where the villain of the piece is Ozymandias, who's the smartest man in the world or whatever, and he hires a hitman to try and kill him, to throw like Rorschach and anybody else who's like trying to look into it off of his scent, just so that there's no way it could ever blow back on him, because his master plan is to unite the world in the movie by turning them against the whole world against Dr. Manhattan, so that there isn't World War III, and in the book by making them think there was an alien threat that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Which again, I personally prefer the book version of that, but I understand they changed it for the movie because you don't really have the time to explain everything that went into that ending that you had in the book, because the book is literally the thickest graphic novel that I have, and I have a lot of graphic novels.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm looking at my shelf right now, and it dwarfs every single other one, unless you count like if you added collections together, like if you added all 4 volumes of like the Hawkeye Matt Fraction run, it would probably be bigger, but still, that doesn't count. What was I saying? Right. In that scene, in the book, what happens is the guy shows up, pulls a gun on Ozymandias, he ducks out of the way, and his receptionist is killed. And then he takes out the hitman. In the movie, on the other hand, the hitman shows up and starts like firing, like blows the fingers off of the receptionist's hand, and sends a bullet like through her leg. Someone catches it in the face, and like 2 other guys are shot, and then he takes them down, and it's all in slow motion, and blood's flying everywhere, and gore, and it's like, it's so unnecessary, and it does nothing for the story.
It does do something for the story, though.
What?
Joe? Well, I mean, how would you depict the character of Ozymandias in the movie? Basically has super speed. Let's be honest. They say it's just
it's really weird. Everyone has superpowers in that movie.
Yeah, but they say it's like super fast reflexes. So how would you, to your audience, show this man has super fast reflexes other than showing it in slow motion and him reacting?
You could do it the way that they did it in the comic.
You could
Just
what?
Put it out there.
I'm going to need that one more time, Chiefy.
You could do it the way they did it in the comic.
Oh,
well,
still frames? Hard. Nice. That's really going to translate to film well.
Yeah.
Chase, I like actually hate you. The only time you pipe up is to make me look like an idiot, and I don't need that in my life.
And it's
That's right. That's right. I'm making good points.
I always feel like an idiot, and he just makes me feel worse. I'm dead on the inside. I'm crying. Oh.
There you go. There you go.
But, catch me outside. Like, how? No, okay.
I made you. Well, thank you for that.
Thank you for that. Dr. Phil is a really funny guy.
He is.
I love
But
Dr. Phil.
that's like, how would you show to your audience this guy has basically super speed? How did they do it in every movie ever? Slow-mo. Did you watch Justice
That's how
League? The
Zack
Flash
Snyder
moves in
does it.
slow-mo. Did you watch?
No, he
anything?
ice skates in slow-mo.
Well, I said he moves. Ice skating is a form of movement. Dab. So,
I see what you're saying, and I agree with you. It's just it was a really, it focused way too much on the gore and stuff like that, and there was just a lot of mean-spirited stuff, like the death of Hollis Mason, because he was one of my favorite characters.
I read that as very real, and I think that's just a world perspective thing. I don't think that's like a
I'm not
movie
talking
thing.
about where he starts fighting back. I liked that. That was cool. That was a fun. Yeah. That was a really. I loved that. But where the music cuts and you just hear them like beating him to death.
That makes sense because
rough.
He's no longer reliving that because he is now dead. He cannot relive that.
Okay, so if I were to re-edit the movie, I would have the music keep going and just the sound cut out, and you'd still see the same shot, but there was something about the music cutting and then them just murdering the poor old man that, like, I don't know, it just made me, it didn't feel right, you know? A lot of Zack Snyder stuff is just mean-spirited for the sake of being edgy and wow, violence.
Well,
it feels like when I was a 14-year-old and I thought Shadow the Hedgehog was cool because he was edgy.
And because he could
I went way too old with that. I went a way too old with Shadow the Hedgehog references. I should have said 11.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
People are gonna think I was a Sonic creep. Oh boy.
Wait, are you Sammy, classic Sonic fan?
Oh, the kid that yells about Sonic? I love that dude.
You freaking fricks.
Nothing but respect for that kid.
Yeah.
Your fantasies can never be quenched, can they? That's the line of a century.
When will you learn?
When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
That your actions have consequences!
Thank you for spiking your audio.
For that. I actually moved away from it. I'm smart.
Chase, what did you think of Watchmen? Because me and Chris have just been arguing back and forth about the movie now.
I didn't mind it.
I think you're in between me and Chris because I didn't hate it. It's still like I respect a lot of what went into it. I think I just don't really like Zack Snyder's style on the story of Watchmen, I think. And I'm just not a massive fan of Zack Snyder directing style because, you know, every director really has their style and their kind of look and everything. I mean, you can especially see it in movies like, I don't know, say like Thor Ragnarok. I mean, you can definitely see that that's a Taika Waititi movie. You can see that the Guardians are definitely James Gunn movies. And, you know, in everything else that a director touches, you can see their voice, their vision coming out through it. I just don't know if, particularly speaking for me, I'm a big fan of Zack Snyder's, his vision. Because we'll use that word.
I don't see James Gunn vision in the Scooby-Doo movies, but
that's because he was a writer, not a director, and his stuff got edited to pieces. Like, seriously, you should hear him talking about it. It's way different.
It was supposed to be like a PG-13 R-rated movie.
No, it was supposed to be like R-rated.
Yeah, and they cut it down to PG.
Which is insanity.
Which is stupid.
I wonder how an R-rated Scooby-Doo movie would work.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work. That's the thing.
It wouldn't, yeah.
No,
well, it would work like, I don't know.
It would work for like 7 people that would go to it in the theater.
I forget who it was. I watched. It might have been
It's probably Nostalgia Critic.
No, it was one of those guys. I showed you his channel. Ryan Hollinger, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was him. I think he
it
talked
wasn't
about
Brown Table or Nando V Movies because I was the one who showed you those.
Yeah. No, I think it was Ryan Hollinger, who talked about were the Scooby-Doo movies supposed to be PG-13, or he may have talked about like the Scooby-Doo Zombie Island movies or something like that.
Yeah.
But
which were really good movies.
They were amazing, actually. But
a lot of the directed to VHS DVD ones were pretty good.
Oh, dude, Cyber Chase, dude.
Oh, dude. Cyber Chase, the actual show, though, dude.
Was it
Cyber Chase, we're moving.
Cyberspace, the spider.
No,
the
it's Cyber Chase.
Scooby-Doo. Was it Cyber Chase, the Scooby-Doo movie?
Cyber Chase with the TV shows. I think it may have been like Cyberspace or like Scooby-Doo in
that was the
cyberspace
last
or
hand-drawn
whatever.
one, from what I remember.
I had the Game Boy Advanced game for that one.
Yeah, now all they do is
It was
team
really
up with the WWE superstars.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's sad because you're right.
I love the mystery of finding John Cena. It's impossible because he
Dude.
can't be seen.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun. John Cena for the
So-
Invisible Woman in the MCU.
Oh, dude, that would be so cool. But, like, how are they going to get him on set? They can't find him. It's impossible to see him, dude.
He will himself to be there.
The only time John Cena has ever been seen was in the Fred movies, dude.
Oh, he was actually good in the Fred movies. He was the only good thing about it.
Yeah.
That's because John Cena is actually kind of likable.
He was
Say
also
what
amazing
you
in,
will, but
The
I
Marine.
actually like him.
I think he was in The Marine. Was he in The
I
Marine?
don't
He
watch
was in The
wrestling,
Marine.
but he's seems like a cool dude.
John Cena's the reason I lost my wrestling DVD. They say some pretty bad words on the wrestling DVDs, and those words may or may not have traveled with me to daycare after 7 months of watching them while wearing a cast.
Oh,
And
word.
then I had to have my DVD broken right in front of me as a small child.
Oh no.
So
Nice.
Well, he does a lot of really awesome Make-A-Wish stuff, so good on him.
he does. My
He
wish is for my
honestly is
DVD back.
really cool. Oh, you make a wish for your DVD to come back. Honestly, though, like that is really cool that John Cena does all of that. Like that, it's just a sign of a good dude, you know? Because he's
a
apparently
pretty
number
pure dude.
one of all of that. And even like a lot of the hating stuff, because a lot of people don't like him in the wrestling area. Like even a lot of that, like he kind of makes fun of and stuff like that. Because like there was one bit, I think it was on Jimmy Fallon, where he was like teaching the audience the John Cena Sucks theme song, which was pretty funny. I was like, that's
I mean,
pretty good.
I can
It's just the
understand, like,
John
people in
Cena theme
wrestling-
song, but then you say John Cena Sucks, where it's like John Cena Sucks.
Yeah.
John
yeah.
Cena.
I can understand why people don't like him in the wrestling world. There's only so many times you can go into a coma for your storyline, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You gotta respect him. He's still rocking them jorts.
Yeah, he is the most hairless man. He's almost like those weird cats with wrinkles.
Oh, oh, oh. I like
What?
how we make jokes, but it's always like, is that an insult? Did we just insult somebody? I think.
I
we
hope I
did.
didn't insult John Cena, because he could appear right behind
will-
me and I would
He
never
will
know.
come in and suplex your tail, like
I will
freaking
get
jorts and all.
suplexed. I'm gonna get choke slammed by John Cena, guys.
All of a sudden you hear.
livid. Oh dear gosh.
Dude, I kind of want to go back to when that was a meme, because that was the dumbest but the best meme at the same time.
Are you
Just
sure
because
about that?
people hated it, and that's what made me like it more, because then I could get people mad by just playing it really loudly.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was a wonderful
It was
time to be
fun.
alive.
It was really fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess we got about 10 minutes left before we hit an hour, so I guess we'll go ahead and like start wrapping it up. So the way that we always end the HPE show is that we end it with a segment we called Take It or Leave It, where we talk about one thing from this week that we've enjoyed and one thing that's, you know, been kind of not great. So, Chase, since you've been probably the less talkative of the episode, I will let you go first.
Ooh, yay. Okay, so leaving. So I just want to go ahead and leave in
The
being like
podcast.
impatient.
Oh, what?
Being impatient about
Oh,
like
yeah.
everything. So that and yeah, I don't know, taking excitement. I'm excited about moving house, so that's gonna be fun.
Dang, dude, yeah. That's
That's
pretty cool. I really like
out here
I like the impatient thing. That's pretty deep. I like that.
Yeah, we haven't been very deep on this podcast today.
Yeah, not this episode. I mean, to be fair, we kind of have to level out the last one because the last one was just like, hey, how you doing? How's 4th of July? Depression. It's
yeah,
like,
you got me on this one.
yeah, so on this one, you're just gonna like you gotta infect it with the memes.
Yeah, because
because it's you.
Yeah, it's not like there's a whole episode out there called Chris's nicotine addiction.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah. We talk about that in the episode.
Oh, we talk about it a lot in the episode.
Yeah.
All right, goodness gracious. But yeah, Chris, what about you, man? What are you taking and leaving?
What am I taking? Well, Liam Neeson. Yeah, it wasn't funny. What am I taking? I reckon I'm gonna take the fact that school's starting in like a couple of days.
That's crazy, man. That we're already back for that. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back in there, learn some stuff, get big brain hours.
I'm honestly disappointed that I missed the summer semester because I have missed it so much.
Yeah,
like,
well, I mean,
being
you got
on
to come
set,
in and
filming.
join in a couple of things. So
yeah, I got to play
good.
a cannibal. That was interesting.
Yeah, you got to play Anthony. Shout out to Anthony. What
Anthony's
up,
a cannibal.
Bear? Anthony is in fact a cannibal.
He's a cannibal animal.
Another thing I'm gonna take is because I think that I should just loop this in, and because I want to plug it, the Fun Single Dads podcast.
Oh, you're gonna plug the podcast. All right.
Yeah.
So disclaimer.
Hold on, I got this. The Fun Single Dads podcast is a completely separate entity of that of Heroic Power Entertainment. It does not represent the views expressed by any of the other hosts.
Okay, so
the views
basically,
expressed are only mine and Anthony's and our great friend Dibble. It's also a bit vulgar, guys. So
that's what I was going to focus on. Is like
Minecraft
if you're,
server.
yeah, because we usually keep this podcast pretty family friendly, my guy.
I am completely different on that podcast, guys.
Oh yes, you are. You are way different on that podcast. It's funny because you always like clean yourself up when you're specifically like around me. But then I listened to that podcast and I remember what Chris was like when I first met him. Because like it wasn't until you found out, and like, you know, I don't like, just because I personally made the decision not to swear, and because of, you know, I guess being a Christian, you're just like, yeah, I just don't like you swearing around you. I just don't feel comfortable around you.
Well, it makes
and
me
I was like,
very,
okay, cool.
It makes me feel very awkward when I'm the only one doing it, and it's because it's become it's become such like a non-thing to me, to where like words are just gonna slip out no matter what. Like I make some pretty edgy jokes, and most of them don't see the light of day. Like especially on this podcast.
Darn straight. I've had to edit a few out. Big oof.
Yeah, and the thing I'm gonna leave behind, I'm slowly working on the nicotine addiction. I'm getting there.
Which is good, dude. Any kind of effort is some effort, and
it's
you know,
effort,
like
but
cold
it's
turkey
just
is hard
barely.
to do.
Look, the only reason I started is because first of all, I started because I wanted to, but that's because I'm stupid. You should never start doing anything that's going to be detrimental to your health in any way. But for a while, it was helping me quite a bit with anxiety and stuff, but I'm slowly working my way towards kind of weaning myself off of it. Joe's intervention twice in one episode helped out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Was that
actually? Did I actually get you to start friggin' considering that by joking about it?
Kind of.
So,
I mean, I've been thinking about it for a little while. Like, keep in mind, I'm using the one that cost me $20 a week if I use all my pods, and it's not good for me. It's honestly, at this point, it's becoming more of a hassle to keep up with using the thing than it is to just deal with anxiety. So I'm working on weaning myself off that. Mm-hmm. That's been an interesting experience. I'm also trying to work on my posture, guys, because I slump like a log. Logs don't slump. That was a bad joke.
That's fair. What was I gonna say? You know, dude, not to get too real, but actually though, I'm really freaking proud of you about the trying to get slow on the nicotine, because I'll be honest, I am a little bit like I care about my friends. Like anytime I see them doing something that is like slightly detrimental to their health, I'm always like a little bit nervous and like I'm like I want my friends to be around for a long time is my thing. And so it's like I had a friend that used to smoke a bunch and it really bothered me. Cuz like I mean, if that's a thing you do, it's a thing you do, but like at the same time I was like that'll kill you. Like it will. It will kill you.
And I'm going to be honest, both my parents smoked and my grandfather smoked. And my grandmother and my grandfather on my father's side smoked, and my uncle smokes, and my aunt smokes, and my aunt on my mother's, or my great aunt on my mother's side smoked, and my cousins smoked. Everyone around me smoked except for me, my sister, and my grandmother on my mom's side.
Wow.
Yeah. So if I haven't inhaled enough cigarette smoke to kill me yet, I'm kind of not trying to increase that amount.
That's smart.
Yeah. I'm working on it slowly. That's why I to this day I have not picked up a single cigarette in my entire life. And
Good. I'm glad you haven't.
Yeah, I'm working towards getting off the nicotine because honestly, it's not good for me. I mean there are benefits to nicotine, but they do not outweigh the harmfulness that comes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are other things I could do. And I mean, everyone has their own vices, and I have several, but the nicotine's the one that's definitely putting a dent in my wallet and putting a little less jive in my step, guys. Not very gangsta.
Well, I mean, my dad used to sell houses. Like, that's one of the jobs he had whenever I was a kid for the housing market crash. He used to sell a lot of houses, and he would have to sit people down and be like, honestly, if you just stopped smoking, you would be able to afford a house payment, but you can't because of the price of nicotine and like cigarettes and whatever, because like vaping wasn't really a thing back then. But I mean, electronic cigarettes had just kind of sort of become a thing at that point. But I mean, like because tobacco products are so expensive, it's ridiculous.
It's what's really damaging about it is that, look, I don't agree with the news saying, oh well, kids today are vaping and it's gonna kill them. Well, like, we don't know enough about vaping or e-cigarettes yet to say this is going to kill you faster than smoking a cigarette. The point is that people are getting addicted to nicotine. Most kids I know in high school don't want to smoke cigarettes because they know it's as bad for them as it is. Like me, like I said, of course I use the vape pen or whatever for my nicotine, but that's because, I knew what I was getting into and I never touched the stuff until I turned 18 and I was legally allowed to. But, like, I've had my grandfather, tobacco had such a huge hold on him, he stopped smoking, he had switched to a smoke, like a e-cig, like, you know what I'm talking about, like you buy at the gas station, it's pretty cheap. And then he stopped smoking. Then he started back, and this man had lung cancer and would sit on the porch with his oxygen tank on and smoke a cigarette, which was extremely dangerous. You should never even attempt. You can only imagine how scary that was. Yeah, but like that's the kind of hold it has on people.
I mean, it's incredibly damaging. My grandpa used to do a lot of dipping. He used to, get snuff and everything, and he quit when my oldest sister was born. The way he quit was actually like super, super cool. He stopped like cold turkey, right? And then he kept a dip can in his back pocket the whole time.
Yeah, and
I was like, jeez, that's some hard edge stuff, Chief.
That's kind of like what Jack Link's, the beef jerky brand, is doing. They have like these little shredded jerky cans.
Yeah, I've had a few of those.
Yeah, I had one. Yeah, I had one in high school, and I was like sharing it with this yee kid. You know what I'm talking about, the good old country kid.
Oh, I know, the kind that hang out in the Walmart parking lot after
the
dark.
Kind that drive cars that don't have a full lift kit in it, so they made a new word called the Carolina Squat. That's right, I'm calling you out for not having a full lift kit, you pleb. But
Oh no.
they
Okay. Keep going.
I gave a little bit of that stuff to him, and the teacher kind of yanked him to the side and was like, "Yo, are you dipping in my class?" He's like, "No," and he pointed at me. He's like, "He has it," and I was like, "This is not dip, ma'am. This is beef jerky. Do you want to smell it?" And she's like, "Don't bring it here ever again." I was like, "Okay, dope, whatever." I didn't think anything of it, but like that stuff actually helps people kind of stop doing that.
Yeah, stuff like that's it's cool. All right, my turn. I guess for Take It, it's a pretty simple thing. I went back and I played Arkham Asylum, the Batman game that started off the Arkham series. I love that game. Like I haven't played it in years, and I went back and I played it, and in like a matter of 3 days, 100% completed it. Like challenge maps, everything. That game was revolutionary for a lot of video games. Like even the combat system in it is incredible, and it feels great. And now I'm playing Arkham City again in my spare time, just like playing around on it and everything, and I love it. I still like prefer a lot of the mechanics in it because obviously it's the second game. Usually they perfect it, but I think I enjoy the aesthetic of Asylum more because of like just the world around it and everything of Arkham Asylum is so interesting, and all of the art style and art like behind the game is so good. The only thing I really don't like in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City is Bane's design. Because Bane and
pickly.
Yes, Bane and Two-Face are my favorite Batman villains. So it's always annoying to me when they don't get the respect they deserve. Because like if we look at the original Batman like quintilogy or whatever you call 4 movies, is quadrilogy or something? I don't know. The original 4 Batman movies, both Two-Face and Bane got a really short stick in that situation. Like,
oh yeah,
it was bad. Poor Tommy
Did you ever
Jones.
play Arkham Origins?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Bane's great in that one.
I think
it's better than Arkham Knight.
That's what I'm saying. Is I think out of the 4 games, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of preferred Arkham Origins just because I feel like the graphics were so much better compared to the other ones. Which of course that comes with time, but also I feel like the aesthetic of the game was really good.
I think so far, from memory, Arkham City's my favorite, just because of all the stuff that's in it, and the story behind it's incredible.
With the heavy.
Definitely.
This ain't no place for no heroes, man.
Oh gosh, that song's great.
Yeah, it's on my playlist.
That song is incredible. I love that song.
It's such a good song.
Anyway, for leaving, right? Honestly, stress and anxiety. So we started recording really late. Because it's almost 1 a.m. right now. Oh my gosh.
Oh no, it is 1 a.m.
My bad.
Or no, it's not. I'm dumb.
Do you have eyes? It's 15 minutes to 1 a.m.
I have no eyes.
I'm just being incredibly sassy. But yeah, no, it was just. The reason we started late is because as soon as I got home, I went on a walk. Because I just needed to clear my head of a lot of things. A lot of crap's going on right now, and that's just a part of life. But it's a hard part of life, and I don't think people give their problems enough credit. I think, because I'll be honest, it's hard for me to talk about a lot of my problems because I don't want to. I don't want to seem
once you talk about them and
lesser.
You address them, they become more real. I said once you kind of talk about them, and once they're kind of out there, they become more real, and you realize it's more of a problem than what you originally thought it was.
Well, yeah, and it even comes back to that idea that there are strength in numbers. You know, I mean that's a real life principle. That's a biblical principle. That's a lot of like, it's like. It's stupid to have that lone wolf mentality of thinking you can get through life on your own, because that is incredibly stupid. You need to have at least one person, you know.
Yeah, In times like those, I turn to a power greater than myself, and that is Mr. Rogers.
What was that?
I said in times like this, I turn to a power that is greater than myself, and that being Mr. Fred Rogers.
Amen. Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers are where it's at.
And Steve Irwin, dude.
Oh,
freaking Trinity of pureness. But
the Trinity of pureness.
Yeah.
those are God's chosen 3 musketeers right there.
Dude, I legit I had some friends come over. I've been running a D&D campaign with them. It's not really D&D. It's kind of like our version of it because, you know, we don't care about all the rules and stuff. We just want to get a story done. But
oh yeah.
We had our little break period and we started watching like some videos from Mr. Rogers, and like it's crazy how much like I was born in 2000. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood went off air in 2001. And Fred Rogers, I think, passed away in 2002 or 2003, maybe. Not very long after the show went off air.
Right.
But, like, just listening to that song of Won't You Be My Neighbor, like, that's powerful stuff because that shows you are not alone. Someone wants to be there for you. And be that Mr. Rogers or be that someone in your life, someone wants to be there for you, and there's always someone there. And Mr. Rogers has been the most pure man, and rewatching him because there was a video on Facebook of like the first time he ever greeted us in black and white TV, and then the last time in 2001. I cried, legit. Like I'm about to buy the entirety of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood on Blu-ray if I can find it.
Do it.
My kid will be raised off of Mr. Rogers.
Good. Yeah, raise him on Mr. Rogers and like Bob Ross. Because even like throwing on a lot of Joy of Painting artistic. Is just very nice. Yeah,
He's
good.
Gonna be very artistic.
Dude, I remember watching a lot of Mr. Rogers when I was a kid. But anyway. Yeah. I guess just the main thing is I'm attempting to leave not caring enough about myself. Because I have a tendency of not focusing on myself and focusing on others, which is a good thing in. You know, it's a good thing to focus on others and to be there for other people. I'm not saying that because you should be there for other people. If you're just self-centered, you're not going to get that far in life and no one will like you. But, you know, always focusing on someone else and not caring about yourself is very detrimental. And it'll hurt you in the long run. And I'm feeling a bit of blowback from that where I'm not caring about myself enough, you know.
Yeah.
Like caring about my own health or my own like, you know, my own mental state and stuff like that. Like, you know, I'm feeling a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety about a lot of things right now, and it's just worsened by the fact that I haven't been caring for myself, you know. But I think that was a pretty nice deep ending to the podcast. I liked it. But yeah, guys. Okay, so. Real quick, I think I might have a little bit of a treat for us real quick if he'll answer, because he just tried to call me back. I think I might be able to get Anthony to do his oh my god.
Oh my god.
Hold on, let's see. Chase, are you still there? Because you've been quiet for like the last 10 minutes.
Chase is shutting down.
Anthony. So I'm currently recording the HPE show. And we were telling me and Chris were telling Chase that story about how you were freaking out in that Highway 55. I was wondering if you could give us a good oh my god to end the podcast. He's just communicating with a series of grunts.
Real quick. He's gonna warm up the engine.
Oh my god.
Yeah!
Thank you,
Ladies
Anthony.
and gentlemen,
I appreciate it.
got
Have
him.
a nice
Hey,
day.
Anthony, I shouted out the podcast, by the way.
He can't hear you. I got headphones on. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Oh, for Heroic Power Entertainment, I'm Joseph Gallion.
I'm a sleepy.
Oh.
And I am addicted to nicotine.
Oh, no, we're breaking that. No, not in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah.
Bye.
Can I get an amen from the choir?
Bye.
I'm not in the choir.
You're not in the choir. You're in the sleepy time choir.
They're a separate entity.